Welcome everybody. It is Business Monday. It's the small business feature here at the 3 o'clock hour. I am Josh Fenton. This is Ali Montagnon from Hope in Maine, the coolest kids in the town. Hope in Maine is the incubator to a gazillion new food, beverage-based businesses here in Rhode Island. And you've helped launch over 4 years. Is it a gazillion or a bazillion?
Close.
Okay, how many exactly has Hope in Maine helped launch into the free world of capitalism?
Just under probably about 200 at this point.
About 200. And walk us through, like, incubator. For the average person, that guy walking down the street, he has no idea what that means. What takes place? Business, I have an idea, I want to make the best hot dogs in the world. I come to see you, what happens?
Yeah, so we essentially make a customized plan for every business. We've realized that every single food business is not the same as any other food business. So we've streamlined the process and we really help incubate that idea. So essentially we give you the resources, the physical space, the commercial kitchen space, and also the professional resources that you need to get to where you want to go.
And do you ever say to anybody, God, that's such an interesting idea, but you may want to refine it. In other words, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So we really try not to squash anyone's ideas.
Anyone's dream, anyone's big dream.
Right, so the first thing you do, you get a tour of our facility and then you can sign on for what we would call a food business boot camp.
Yeah.
And that's sort of
Is that down in Quantico, Virginia, right next to the Marines and the FBI sharpshooters?
It is in Warren, Rhode Island.
It is in Warren, Rhode Island.
Right in our school building.
Great.
So we host sort of a one-day session where people can come and get first-hand accounts from current and former business owners about what they liked doing, what they continue to like doing, or why they shut down.
Yeah.
And then we put you through what we would call a cohort for 6 weeks. So one class for 6 weeks straight, and it's something different each week. So it's things like costing, branding, scaling up, accounting, just to make sure that you have those principles on lock,
Yep.
and that way you know for sure if your idea has some staying power.
And you've touched about 200. How many of them right now are, let's go through the different categories. How many are located right now at Hope in Maine, working in conjunction with you guys, still under your wing? Mama Bird is still dropping some worms into the mouths, the beaks of these little fledgling businesses. How many are down there?
Yeah, we've got about 60, I think, that are probably 60 to 65 that are licensed in our facility and active.
Great. And are they selling stuff? Are they bringing in revenue? Are they pre-revenue? Where are they in the developmental stage?
Everybody is at a different place.
Yeah.
So we have some companies that are actually graduating out, as
Yeah.
we say. So literally today, one of our members, Baby's Bonetown Barbecue, he's about to open his shop in Cranston. So he'll have a full-fledged restaurant within probably about a week. So he just exited today with the last of his supplies. And then we have folks that are just signing leases, getting all of their Department of Health paperwork going.
Always a good time. Everybody loves the regulatory process.
It's the best.
So 60, 65 down there. How many have graduated and now have full-fledged businesses?
So about 20 at this stage, and we say graduated meaning that they've continued their business post-exit.
Yep.
So maybe they have a brick and mortar, maybe they've moved to a different commercial facility and don't require the same resources anymore.
Yep.
So they've exited and continued their business.
And how many have said, God, I thought I had such a good idea. I really appreciate everything Hope in Maine did for me, but I'm not moving forward.
Well, it's hard to say. Right now, some people are what we would call on a hiatus or maybe a sabbatical.
Hiatus, a sabbatical?
Maybe they've had some personal things happen, maybe new family members.
Okay, let me ask it a different way. How many crashed and burned? How many are just dead, gone, buried?
Not as many as you think. Maybe a handful. Maybe a dozen at most.
And is the right answer the exact number that should have? No.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to say. I mean, some people just wanted to see if their hobby would have some legs, and maybe they just recoiled and realized it's just a hobby.
Yeah, yeah.
So we wouldn't say that that was a failure, but they've realized they've learned a lesson.
So all those spam-flavored candies have realized that those may not be the biggest.
Yeah, very niche market
yes,
for those.
Very, very niche market here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Ali, talk a little bit about, we've had probably, I'm guessing it may be more, at least 20 of those entities that you've incubated on GoLocal Live over the past year and a half, and it's everybody from chocolatiers to cake makers to restaurant owners. It's kind of been a wide collection of folks, and they all say, first of all, they could never have gotten there without you guys.
Very nice.
So yeah, no, it is. It's absolutely wonderful. But we're in a great economy. You know, it's as good an economy as you're going to get. So I always wonder if launching in a great economy gives you a little bit of a false sense of security because, listen, everybody's good. Everybody's got a job. Stephen Pryor was here the other day, you know, berating us on this is record employment here in Rhode Island. So people have money in their pocket and they're going to go out and buy that extra latte or that extra cake for the, you know, their girlfriend's birthday party.
Sure.
But then when the economy changes, things get a little tougher. Are these folks ready for that level? Are they ready for moving economies and changing tastes and all those things that happen to businesses as they mature and develop?
I think that there's always curveballs that business owners are going to incur. Unfortunately, sometimes they're not prepared for those things, but we're pretty realistic, and we try to keep everyone up to date as much as possible with the temperature, so to speak, of how things are going out there. So they're aware, they're out there, and they talk. They all talk together.
Yeah, right. And is there kind of it's a university setting, so is there kind of an alumni group that sort of develops and these folks can pick each other's brains about vendors and resources and accountants and all those things that every business has to tap into to be able to develop and to grow?
Yeah, so we have a wonderful community within our facility and within our membership, so to speak. So we have members past and present that are all very much in touch. Quite right down to the fact that we have a private Facebook group that's just for our members and us, and we share memes just as much as advice and resources.
Hope they're all appropriate memes.
Very appropriate.
Right. Talk a little bit about what is the biggest challenge, the biggest surprise that hits all the different folks as they start to develop their businesses. Is there any patterns in which folks literally you start to see people are like, ugh, you know, if they'd only known beforehand? Is it the time it takes to grow a customer base? I mean, is that it, or the lack of attention to branding? Listen, I assume a lot of these folks are more from the culinary world, and they're developing an amazing, tasty product that doesn't always transition over to branding it, selling it, sustaining it.
So that's actually the surprising thing, is a good number, if not the majority of our members, have no culinary background.
Really?
So these are people who are home cooks, avid hobbyists, or people who had professional training earlier in life and now want to do something different with it. Maybe they took a different career path. So it's all really in the eye of the beholder. So some entrepreneurs have very broad dreams and some have very specific dreams. Some people would rather be a national brand. Some people would rather do really well in the farmers market circuit.
Sure.
So we're learning how to help those businesses the best we can based on their goals.
Gotcha. And what's the thing, those that have developed and grown and have businesses are feeding back to those who are trailing behind them and are starting to come out and graduate and start to think about it? What's the teaching lesson?
So it's been really great to see, actually. So far, we've seen at least probably maybe 6 to 7 companies come back and actually work in the kitchens with new companies. So if someone's starting up and they're learning what we would call kitchen efficiencies, and there's a more experienced or veteran member, as we might say, that person will actually take on a kitchen shift with that new entrepreneur and help them figure out their systems and streamline things.
Do you have the bandwidth? You've got 60 folks working out of the Hope and Main headquarters, global headquarters there in Warren. Do you have enough bandwidth, enough infrastructure, enough kitchens to be able to support that many, twice as many, 3 times as many? What's the limiting factor to growing the industry?
So of course there's limited space within the facility, but we have a 24/7 schedule for our members, and so they can actually book time at 3 in the morning if they want to and actually go in and work. We have 4 commercial kitchens, and so far we've not met capacity. Early on when we opened, we only had 3 kitchens, and we very quickly realized that we needed to expand just 1 more. So Rhode Island Commerce Corporation actually granted us a significant amount of funds to be able to actually build out our 4th kitchen, which is very, very active right now.
So they're used to these splendid commercial kitchens, every piece of kitchenry that you could possibly need, and then they go and graduate and they have a whisk and a pot and a Bunsen burner.
And a hope and a dream.
And a hope and a dream, right? Not a hope and a main, but a hope and a dream. And how do they transition to that? How do they handle the demands of the cost and infrastructure of a commercial kitchen as they're just starting out as a new business?
There's a lot of different avenues that one can choose to fund those kinds of operations. One thing is that we have really great relationships with industrial equipment suppliers. And so we've actually been able to facilitate a lot of those transactions, just making those connections for our members, giving them a soft introduction to someone that we know to help them maybe get a better cost on something. There's crowdfunding, of course. A lot of our members have been fantastic at crowdfunding. One of our companies, Feast and Fettle, do a pre-prepared meals business, and they're actually in the midst of their fundraiser campaign right now.
I think we had them on a few weeks ago.
I would not be surprised. And even the Burgundian Coffee and Waffles, everybody's very familiar with his double-decker bus that is on its way.
Yeah, that's right.
And he killed it. It was just an amazing campaign. It was great.
And talk about, has anybody hit the big time, right? Has anybody gone from their one food truck or their one storefront? Is anybody now at a level that they're ready to really scale their business, look to do expansion to number of locations, or they're thinking about franchising it, or they're even looking at an exit? Who's kind of the, first tier of successes?
Well, like I said earlier, everyone has different levels of success that they're trying to achieve. So from a retail perspective, I would say the Backyard Food Company is probably, so to speak, our breadwinner.
Yeah.
They were one of our first member companies. They have over 15 products now in their lineup. They're using a co-packer, which would be someone that makes their product for them, and they sort of licensed the recipe to be made. And they're continuing to get into very large-scale retail accounts across the nation.
Great. And what's been the biggest disappointment?
Oof. Seeing people struggle, I think, is frankly, it's unfortunate. We're a very close-knit community, and we do take things a little bit personally, and it's hard to see people that are trying, not succeeding, and that's really a big struggle for all of us.
Is the good economy also a limiting factor? Because we've had some folks on that graduated from Hope in Maine, and maybe the location is not as great for retail business as they had hoped, or that just the competitive nature of so many businesses flourishing, because the world's flat. So if I want to get into Whole Foods, in the region, listen, I'm not just competing with somebody else from Rhode Island to be on that aisle. I might be competing with 50 national startups and 25 others from New England. How is that, and how do you help guide them into elements like that?
Well, we try to make a lot of these things accessible. So we actually bring buyers, like retail buyers, wholesale buyers, in-house. We host a trade show every year that's just for Hope in Maine companies.
Great.
And we have a very deep list of invites where they'll come and actually shop and buy cases and cases of things. So we're really just trying to continuously make those connections. We make some very formal attempts throughout the year, but there's also a lot of informal introductions. We even host our farmers market where we're able to introduce local store owners to our members.
Have you ever thought about doing a Hope in Maine retail location right here in downtown Providence? We could probably get you a good location.
Has
there been any thought about that?
We decided early on we never wanted to have a store. We would rather support other local businesses. And so if there are retailers that would like to carry Hope in Maine made products, we would love to help facilitate that.
And last but not least, talk about the relationship with Commerce, how that's worked, how that's been a partnership, and what some of the challenges are.
Sure. I mean, we are just so thrilled with the support and humbled with the support they've offered us. Not only did they help us with this kitchen, and that was just a couple of years ago, but they've actually just granted us a very kind, generous offer for our co-packing or co-manufacturing program. So we're actually going to be hiring 2 new full-time positions in order to facilitate that program, and we're going to be helping our members in a whole new way, being able to be the manufacturer of their products so they can get out in the field and hit the streets, as they would say, and start selling their products without having to be tied down to the kitchen.
That's right. And is there anywhere, if somebody wants to support sort of local businesses, buy local, is there a good, is there a structure within the Hope in Maine website that they can go to and see all the businesses and connect with them?
Yes. We have a member directory right on our website. We keep it up to date. So every company that's listed there is active in our membership. And a lot of our members are actually selling at our farmers market. So if you come by any Sunday between now and October 28th between 10 and 2, you'll meet about 20 to 30 of our members.
And are they lined up for tours? Been to the Ben and Jerry's tour of up in Vermont? Are
We
there
love
tours?
giving tours,
Are there
yes.
tours at Hope and Main?
We are happy to give tours anytime.
Schools come?
We do. We have school groups. We have corporate groups come. We actually just hosted the group from Cox Smart Business.
Great.
So we're one of 3 finalists for that award, and we're very excited.
Great.
So yeah, we're happy to host. Whenever someone wants to come by, just give us a call.
Great. Allie, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it, and all the insight and the amazing work you're doing to incubate really a whole new industry in Rhode Island. And it's been a remarkable 4-year success. We continue to want to continue to hear about what's going on down there. We're going to be right back with the next guest. Stay tuned. Be back in about 30 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. It is Business Monday. We're in the small business feature. Welcome back to join us with Juan Lantigua. He's got the coolest new cake company going in Providence. Congratulations on the new endeavor.
Thank you so much for having me here, Josh. I really appreciate, we're trying to communicate and let the small business owner know about the opportunity that we have from different programs the Rhode Island Commerce Corporation has.
So you're a bakery,
yes.
Straight up making the most beautiful cakes.
Thank you.
I've seen the photos. I'm somewhat disappointed that you did not bring samples of all the different options.
I agree with you.
We've got to work on this. Next time you got to know how to buy off the host. I mean, there's just no 2 ways about it. You're selling to consumers, to commercial, to kind of everyone. Talk about when did you come up with the idea and when did you launch the business?
All right, let me explain the short history that we have from our company. We start in 2014 from home in Olneyville.
Yeah.
Then my wife, she decided to make course for bakery. She was traveling to New York City every Wednesday to take the class with my daughter.
Yeah.
And then we decided to start from home, but people was getting a lot of cakes, and we started growing little by little. And then we decided to start looking for some support to move it to a commercial kitchen. And then, thanks God, we found Doris Blanchard. They work for Royal and Commercial Corporation. Tomas Avila was the person that helped us out to go in the right direction and start moving to Hope and Main and Warren.
And your cakes are extraordinary cakes. These are not, you're not going to find these in Stop and Shop. These are pieces of art. And where do you direct most of it? Are you looking for, that consumer to buy it? Is it the wedding industry? Is it the bigger commercial supply opportunities? Where are you really looking to drive the business?
The great things about our company is that we have retail and wholesale. We do cake for birthdays, a baby shower, wedding, any occasion. And then the other thing that we have is a wholesale.
Yeah.
We're doing right now distribution in the Northeast region, starting from Connecticut and going to Boston. We have 2 routes, doing distribution for tres leches, flan, bread pudding, and birthday cake. The great things about it is nothing frozen, everything is fresh.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing. It's homemade taste.
Yeah. How big is the wedding business as a proportion of your overall sales? Is that a big segment?
Well, not every week people is getting married, but we have a lot of from baby shower. Wedding is really good side because when you do a wedding cake, it's a big cake.
It is a big cake.
Yeah.
And it's a expensive cake.
Expensive cake.
And it's a lot of work, but a lot of margin too.
Yes,
it's a lot of opportunity.
Great, yeah. That's a lot of margin because it's you have to elaborate, take time, like take hours to make that kind of cake. That's why it's a little more expensive. But right now we're growing really good with the community supporting us a lot. And we're trying to support also the community. And we have behind our building, we have a middle school called William Debate.
Yeah.
We're trying to get a certificate of cake to the student of the month. That's something that we have planned.
Nice.
Yes.
And tell us where your new location is. It's right up on
Manton Avenue.
On Manton.
Yep.
Yeah.
243 Manton Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island.
And it's a storefront. You can come in and make an order and purchase right on location. Or if you need to, you can contact through the website.
Yes. We have the website, thefamilycakecup.com, and we have the Instagram and Facebook. You can find us too. You can walk into and see our beautiful display cases that we have for our customer and our community.
That's great. And when did you launch the new store? When did that actually open?
That was August 25th. We have a lot of great people over there in the grand opening. We have the governor, the vice governor. We have the mayor. We have a lot of nice people supporting the event. I mean, Commercial Corporation, Hope and Main.
Did any of them buy a cake?
They was buying a couple of, at least they buy a couple of flyers.
They can't just come for the ribbon cutting and the photo op. They
Yeah.
actually have to put some money on the counter.
Yeah, they was buying a couple of things just to try different tastes, different kind, different culture. And then right now, like I say, the community is supporting us a lot because we try to do a lot of things for the community to give back something to the community.
That's great. And where do you see it going next? I mean, what's kind of the big dream? Is it multiple locations, or do you see it just growing it out of the Manton Avenue store, but supplying more and more to more folks around Rhode Island?
That's a great question, Josh. I think that our dream is open more location and keep growing with now going to corporate level.
Yeah.
That's our project, going to maybe Price Right, Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
They have their own bakery, but they don't have what we do. Like
No.
tres leches, flan. They have different kind of the pastry and dessert, but we're trying to offer what our Latino community is looking for too.
Great. Growing Latino community in Rhode Island, growing bakery. Where do you see yourselves in 2 years? Are you going to be, the top bakery in the region?
Honestly, just I'm seeing like in 2 more years having a production plant.
Yeah.
That's our dream.
That's your goal.
Yeah, because we're growing right now. We're running behind some time with 8 ovens and mixer, 60-quart mixer. I mean, we double the capacity and we're still running a little behind.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do when we get to the corporate level, then we have to probably find a bigger location for do a production plant.
Great. Juan, I want to thank you so much for coming in. Congratulations on all the success for Family Bakery. And it's exciting. Keep us up to date on all the new products, new launches, new expansion, and great to see the success that you guys are having.
Thank you so much for having me again. And then just want to remind to all the small business owners, the Rhode and Commerce Corporation, they have a lot of programs that probably sometimes they don't know, but as soon as they know they're going to guide you for the right direction to get the commercial loan, projection plan, and all the things that you need to make your dream true. I mean, Rhode and Corporation has it.
Great. Thanks everybody for tuning in to the half hour of Small Biz on Business Monday. We'll be back at 4 o'clock with a big lineup talking about some developments going on in Olneyville in a partnership with the Narragansett Bay Commission. We'll see you back at 4 p.m. Thanks so much.
Thanks.